smell that? In the air? A little cinnamon.
I smell campfire.
A little campfire. A little smoky scotch.
Wait, you're around. Where's the pumpkin?
I drank it. It's gone. We've been talking for half an hour. Welcome to Cascadia Hockey, everybody. It is fall. It is hockey season.
Yes, it is.
And we are super excited. My name is Corey Gaston. With me, as always, is CEO, President, oligarch of Buried Puck Threads, one Mr. Aaron Pipehead.
What's up? I like the word misanthrope.
You liked Misanthrope last week?
Misanthrope.
And starting off October with episode 13.
I thought that was perfect, man. I was looking at the numbers. I'm like, first one of October is episode 13.
Oh, dude. It's my favorite time of year.
Dude.
And I know we went off on this. We didn't even really get to talk a ton of hockey last week. There's a lot more to talk today.
Yes, there is. I want to throw something out there real quick, though.
Yeah.
We talked about the Conjuring movies and all
Yes,
that stuff.
yes.
You know what I realized 5 minutes into the Conjuring? I've never seen the Conjuring before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I loved it.
Right.
I really enjoyed the first one. The second one, not as much,
But still good.
Still good. And what
Yeah.
I loved is that it sets up for my wife and I to go see The Nun this weekend.
Yes.
Which The Nun kind of freaked her out when she was watching it. She's like, that image just kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, cool. Let's go see the movie all about that character this weekend.
Yes. So you know what's funny about that is you don't put this in the show notes because it'll offend somebody. But I have a heinous nun fetish, like just terrible. And my wife, like when we first got together, I smoked cigarettes at the time,
Right.
And she bought me a lighter that had a nun, like the silhouette of a nun,
Sure.
but like pulling stockings up, and it said "NILF" across the top of it.
And if you don't know what that means, just Google it or sit down for 30 seconds.
You'll figure it out.
Or watch American Pie and just
Yeah.
change the first
So,
word there.
and no offense to Catholics, I love you people. I love, I actually really truly love the pomp and circumstance of
Yeah.
the Catholic religion.
Sure.
Minus all the everything else. I really don't want to offend anybody, but I'm trying here. Yeah. So anyway, when I saw the trailer for The Nun, I was like, "Oh, nun horror!
Yeah.
I'm all about this." And so downstairs in the shop, we got in. Are you familiar with the line of Living Dead dolls? Have you seen these?
Mm-mm.
So they're horror themed dolls,
Okay.
and not like action figures. They're dolls,
Like in the vein of Annabelle, like a full
Yeah.
doll like that.
Right.
Yeah.
A little smaller, and
Okay.
they've been around for a long time, and they didn't really have licenses for a while. Well, now they're starting to get licenses.
Nice.
So there's been a Pinhead one and a Michael Myers one. I'm a really big. They did a Clockwork Orange Alex one.
Nice.
But a couple weeks ago we got in The Nun, and it's a porcelain looking doll with the cracked face in a habit and the whole thing, and I'm like, oh. And then so Snow comes in after she gets off work, comes in, looks at it, looks at me, and goes, "No, absolutely not."
Even with 20% off, babe?
She's like, "I'm not having that in my house. You've already put too many Pennywise clowns in my house."
Man. Oh, we did. We watched it with the kids the other night. And,
How'd that go?
It went really well, actually. It was funny. My 14-year-old son was the one who he's laying on the floor, and half the time he's got the fingers out like this in the cross symbol. I'm like, Tyler, wrong movie genre here, buddy. That doesn't work for crazy clowns. So, no, they really liked it though. My daughter, after it was over, she goes, "It wasn't really a horror; it was more like a thriller." And I'm like, "Okay, good for you for recognizing that there is a difference between those two genres." I said, "But yeah, I mean." Stephen King writes a lot of stuff that's psychological. You know, it's not just the blood and gore of Friday the 13th and all that stuff.
Right.
So.
Well, see, you know what? That's funny. And God, we just keep getting on these tangents, but that's okay.
We'll make it shorter today.
I do feel bad that we'll talk hockey. I promise.
Yes.
But so this has been a 15-year battle with me and Snow. She is not a horror fan. I'm a horror fanatic, dude. I love horror films, and I don't like torture porn. I'm not a Saw, Hostel.
My wife's the same way.
I'm not. They're fine, but that's not my gig. That's not my genre.
Sure.
But that's what her brain thinks of when you apply the word horror.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when we watch like Freddy or Jason, or I watch and she comes in, she always goes, well, that's not scary.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell you this forever. But what I did wrong was first I was like, just watch. And I got her to watch Freddy versus Jason. It was the very first one I got her to watch.
Okay.
And she was like, that was silly and fun. And I was like, exactly.
Sure. A lot of it is.
That's, you're going to go, ew, but it's silly and fun.
Right.
Still to this day, that has my favorite line of any movie ever in it.
Freddy versus Jason?
Yeah.
What's the line?
That goalie was pissed. The stoner guy when Jason comes into the bonfire.
Yep.
Man, that goalie was pissed. But then the next one I moved on to was, oh God, now I can't think of the name of it. It had Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Is it The Grudge?
The Grudge.
Yeah.
That was the next one we watched, and she fucking lost it.
Really?
I forgot what podcast I was on. I can swear on this one.
Oh yeah, you can.
But she that horrified her. She was terrified of that movie.
Why?
She was super freaked out by spirits.
Okay.
She's in a very different mindset and place nowadays. But she used to be like, no Ouija boards, no nothing. Like shit freaked her out.
Yeah.
And now she's like, meh.
Meh.
If it's there, it's there. And I'll do what I do,
Sure.
But
so has she seen The Conjuring?
So she hasn't watched The Conjuring. I can get her to watch 80s classic horror, which has become cheesy.
Yeah.
I have a harder time getting her to watch new stuff.
Okay.
So like she saw the trailer for The Nun and was like, nope. She's like, you go with Aaron.
Yeah.
Which is what she says every time a horror movie comes. You go with Aaron.
Well, and I told you last year with it, you and I had planned on seeing it, and then like one Sunday we wake up and my wife's like, let's go see it, and I'm like thinking in my head, sorry, Corey, I got to take advantage of this.
You had it.
She never wants to do that stuff.
So collectively, still, I think. I would say our favorite, but at least way, way up there. We're both pretty big It fans, big Pennywise guys.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the funny thing is I started bringing in It collectibles to the house. And Snow is very much anti-clown. She's terrified of clowns. And so the first thing I bought was a pop.
Oh, yeah.
I bought a pop of Pennywise and a pop of Georgie.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right, I can handle that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Well, then a couple weeks later, I was out at the mall, and I saw a pop of him with the spider arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I got to get that. So I grab it, and they had a Hot Topics exclusive chase figure of dead Georgie without his arm.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, shit, I got to get that too. So I get that, and I put it up, and she's like, I don't care for that, but okay. And then she was kind enough to early birthday present me when I was sick in the hospital.
Yeah.
She ordered me 2 pops from a large online shopping center.
Right.
Jungle.
Yeah. A river runs through it.
Yeah. Of Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Yeah.
And the original Tim Curry.
I see you posted pictures of that a few weeks ago. I remember. Yeah.
And so she got me those, and I was like, oh, now she's on board.
Yeah.
Okay, I've broken it. It's not scary anymore because she's been around it enough. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I got this Pennywise NECA figure.
Okay.
Which has got interchangeable heads and interchangeable, and so I can
based on
him.
2017 Pennywise.
Yeah,
nice.
Well, I got the 1991 too. She hasn't seen that one yet.
She opens the closet door and just everything falls out.
The funny thing is what the whole point of this was. I got a T-shirt.
Okay,
and the T-shirt is the classic Pulp Fiction pose.
Oh yeah, yep,
right.
Yep.
I wore that shirt once and it disappeared. Did
we talk about this on air last week? Or maybe it was before we started recording.
I tore my house apart looking for it, and I've lost it. And she's like, I was like, hey, have you seen my Pennywise shirt? And she goes, no. And I was like, God, I can't find it. And this has been going on for 4 or 5 months now.
Wow.
And I was like, you threw it away. And she's like, I didn't throw it away. I was like, well, then you gave it to a homeless person. And she was like, I didn't get rid of your shirt. And I'm like, this is very reminiscent of the first episode of The League.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk hockey. Let's get back on it real quick. Because...
I want to lead out with the biggest story of the week. This is it. As we're recording this, the NHL is launching tonight, opening night. Here's the biggest story of the week. Joe Thornton shaved his beard.
This is the biggest story of the week?
In my book, it is. It made me cry.
Yeah,
I didn't cry, but I was like, what the fuck?
As bearded fat guys, we're like, anytime we lose a brother.
Oh, man. And the funny thing is he let Brent Burns shave the beard.
Yeah.
You know, fellow bearded brother. I wanted to throw that. That's not the biggest story of the week.
No.
Now he looks like he's back to when they actually brought him into San Jose. So.
No, it was that. You know what's funny is when you brought that up, and then I immediately went, "Oh, we got to talk about that, and we got to talk about."
Yeah. What was the other thing you threw in there?
Gritty.
Gritty was on the John Oliver show as a Supreme Court justice, and I didn't see it.
So. He spent the first 5 minutes of his monologue freaking out about Gritty.
John Oliver did.
Yeah, about how horrifying it was. He talked about the tweet where it was like, sleep with one eye open, bird.
Open bird, yeah.
He was like, now it's making death threats to the other mascots.
Yeah.
And he was just like panicking about it the whole time.
Yeah.
And so then the next half of the show was... based on events in the news involving a Supreme Court justice nominee.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
But he goes along, and so he has had this thing going for a past couple of seasons where he has a Supreme Court on the show of dogs.
Okay.
You know, it's like Pug Vader Ginsburg and like a whole bunch of them, like these dogs with Supreme Court justice. And then they... Who was it that got put in when it was supposed to be Merrick Garland? Either way, somebody that they rushed in right away is represented on his dog Supreme Court with a lobster. And so at the very end of the show, he goes, it's my personal opinion that anybody would be better than this guy.
Yeah.
And then he goes, even this guy.
And Gritty comes out.
And they pull the thing back, and there's Gritty in a Supreme Court justice robe, sitting behind the bench, wiggling his googly eyes. And he comes out and he stands next to it. And he's like pointing at, it's absolutely hilarious.
I'm going to check that on YouTube, man. That's awesome.
It slayed me.
You're my boy, Gritty. You're my boy. I love it. I love what's going on. You know, real quick, I don't think we mentioned the fact that we're only a duet today.
Yeah, no Hausenstein.
No how. So you guys probably thought he was just quiet because we were talking about horror movies and he's not really into
Which what happened last week.
Yeah, exactly. Poor Kyle.
We're down to Kyle. Kyle had
some prior engagements.
I'm pretty sure I saw the bat signal in the air.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good point. You know, I never correlated those two, but
yeah, I think he's Bruce Wayne. Especially after the Bruce Wayne Naked issue that came out last week.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little off. So, but anyway, Kyle's so if you guys are thinking, why don't these two assholes let Kyle get a word in? Well, it's because there's no Kyle here to get a word in. So,
yeah. Which means he's not here for my favorite story of the week.
Go for it.
Rassie.
So
Rasmussen.
Michael Rasmussen, 19 years of age, has made the opening night roster for for the Detroit Red Wings, and we got a Ric Flair woo there. I love it.
I'm actually really pretty proud of that one. That was a good one.
That was a good woo. Whenever I do, I'm like, but
that felt good.
No, super proud of that guy. You know, I won't go as far as to say that Razzie Watch 2018 has come to an end at this point. But it just took a major step in that direction.
Well,
yeah, I just went there.
Yeah, you did, and I love that about you.
No, but in all honesty, I mean, there is still the possibility. Kyler Yamamoto last year, was on the opening night roster for the Oilers, and then after he played his 9 games, sat a few in the press box, they sent him back to junior. You know?
Which is not a bad thing.
No. And Yamamoto, I was just watching the game this morning between the Oilers and the that German team they were playing. I don't know if you knew about that, but there was one final preseason game today, and they were playing it. Yeah, I guess it was this morning. It came on at like 7 a.m. our time, and I was watching it. And Yamamoto he's just part of it now. He's just in there. Came back for a year, had a good year with Spokane, grew, moved up in his skills and everything. And here he is this year, 20 years old, playing in the big show with the names of Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid.
Yep.
So, yeah, but congrats to Razzie, man. That's so cool. And then also a couple other players.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you were going to get to, yeah.
Which ones? Just the other ones?
Oh, yeah.
Valimaki.
Yes.
You said Valimaki. He's worked his ass off. He,
I love that kid.
I do too. And he went into the preseason as their number one prospect of all the people. And they've got some big names coming through there.
Yeah.
Number one prospect, worked his butt off, and here he is once again, opening night roster. And you know, I think with these entry-level contracts, it's a two-way, so it's always the possibility if things aren't working out, he could go down and play in the A because he's 20, so he could play for Stockton in the AHL if he needed to. But opening night roster, there he is. Who else did I see? Sam Steele played for the Regina Pats last year, is opening night roster for the Anaheim Ducks. Our boy Carter Hart.
Yeah.
So this was kind of I like the fact Carter Hart got sent back to Lehigh Valley, the Phantoms, the AHL team of the Flyers. But from what I've heard, he's got the starting role there.
Yeah.
And then the Flyers go out and pick up Calvin Pickard, however you say his last name.
I always thought it was Pickard.
Pickard, yeah. They picked him up on waivers from Toronto this week.
Oh, okay.
Which to me says the Flyers do not want to rush Carter Hart.
Yeah.
Because there's all these injuries going on right now. You know, Brian Elliott's going to be the starter opening night. He's probably going to play a lot of games. Then you got Neuvirth out indefinitely. Stolars is coming off of like 2 knee surgeries where he didn't play at all last year. And so they went out and they picked up somebody on waivers that Pickard a couple years ago was pretty good. If I remember right, he played for the junior team with the U.S. He played for Colorado, had a pretty decent year before he went to Toronto. Or actually, he got picked up by Vegas last year in the expansion draft.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then he didn't really do much there. But anyway, they go out and they pick him up. And so that says to me that they're not going to rush Hart, which makes me happy. I still have my doubts about Hart. I think he has the ability to be a great goaltender one day. We'll see. We'll see. I think being a Flyers fan is just one of those you never expect to see a good goalie. You just don't. Goaltending is always the bane of your existence. I mean, as a Flyers fan, you know,
I can't really think of a great goalie.
Not
Philly.
A consistently great goalie. I mean, you go back to like Hextall and Perrant and people like that. Those were great goalies.
Yeah.
But you start. I think about our boy Brian Boucher, who used to play for the Americans, went as a first-round draft pick for the NHL. He had some incredible stretches. In fact, I still think he holds the record for shutout streak of 5 games.
Yeah.
Incredible streaks, but could never become this great goalie for a long period. Not the Marty Brodeur and Marty Brodeur, Patrick Wall, people like that. Those are one in a million. But can you get somebody that's consistent?
Right. Somebody Carey.
Carey Price. Carey struggled last year, but he's still in the conversation as one of the greatest goaltenders of all time.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I mean, Patrick Waugh, what was it, that game where he gave up like 8 goals and the coach wouldn't pull him? And that was really that's where it all started to unwind in Montreal, and sooner he was in Quebec after that.
You know what's funny is just his name as from like we were talking about the old rivalry of Detroit.
Oh,
Colorado.
You think about him and Osgood out there.
I hated him. Like he was the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
Like, he was Lex Luthor in my opinion. I was like, yeah, fuck you, Roy.
Well, yeah. Dude, when I first got into hockey, and I saw everybody laughed at me because I was like, Patrick Roy? That's he's got 2 first names, Patrick Roy. What's up with that? Somebody's like, it's Waugh.
You spelled your name wrong.
What? Where did that come from? It's like Favre. How do you get Favre out of Favre? But anyway, I'm with you. Like, you know me, big Flyers fan personally, and didn't like the Devils, but I went to a Flyers-Devils game once in Philly, and my eyes were 80% of the time on Marty Brodeur.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the guy... Thing about TV does not do justice to hockey, man.
No.
I mean, I saw something. Peter Forsberg was playing for the Flyers at that point.
Ooh.
There's another name, from your hated Colorado Avalanche. But Forsberg was there. And that guy was incredible to watch. But Marty Brodeur, you talk about greatest goaltenders. Those two are always right at the top of the list. I always give the greatest goaltender to Waugh, to be honest with you. And the reason being, skill-wise, him and Brodeur were pretty close.
Yeah.
But the emotion that Waugh played with.
Yep. I can't, dude. That vitriol that comes up it is not without respect.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Great deal of
That's
respect.
how I was with Brodeur watching him. It's like I hate the colors that the guy's wearing, but incredible goaltender.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So.
You want to talk about, where's my thing?
No. NHL to Seattle.
Yep.
Dude, every step of the way that we have in this process, I get a little bit more excited and a little bit more excited. And I haven't quite reached that pinnacle yet of being excited. That will come December 3rd.
Yeah, I was like just in a month, 2 months.
Just 2 months down the road. So the Oak
2
Grove,
months from today, actually.
Yep, 2 months from right now, there will be a vote. The Oak Grove group, along with the mayor of Seattle and a few other people, were in New York yesterday morning. Actually, New York most of the day at the NHL offices. They presented their stuff, their plan to the executive committee of the NHL, and nothing but good things came out of that meeting. The whole executive committee said, we highly recommend it. Your plan is solid. Bettman said our goal is to have a team there by 2020. Now it's up to the Board of Governors, which, fun little fact, if you don't know what the Board of Governors is, each team, usually the general manager.
Yeah.
General manager, no, because I don't think, or owner / I don't know who the Board of Governors is, or the governor from the Flyers would be. I don't think it's Hextall, and he's the GM. But anyway, each team gets a governor of the team. So there's 31 of them that will convene on December 3rd, and they have to have a 75% positive vote for that to go through. And from what I'm hearing, it's like almost a given.
Yeah. Bettman backed it, which was big.
Yeah.
Not unexpected.
No,
but big.
Yeah, extremely big.
And I think that could do it. That'd take us to 32 teams.
32 teams. Yeah. So and the plan is, barring any lockouts, they would start playing in 2020, which that's going to be out. Oh God, I just got to say, if there's another lockout, I don't know how long I can hold on if that happens. To be honest with you,
I said that at the last one.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. I mean, it does. It absolutely matters, and it's a betrayal to fans. Yeah, you're not building community at that point. You're destroying community over money, and whatever. I don't want to argue about that. I really don't want to get into a hypothetical. Not that I wouldn't, but. But I said that at the last one. I was like, God, I'm just going to watch Junior League. Yeah. Like, I don't care. Like, it's like, I've said before, I do like the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. I would not call myself a basketball fan. I don't have a horse in the race. Mm-hmm. I would support the Sonics if they came back. Mm-hmm. And I'll watch with interest the finals and stuff. But, but honestly, I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know. I'm here. I'll help you.
Well, there's been a couple of controversies that I stopped watching the NBA entirely and just will watch college, because, and I don't spend a lot of time watching either, but I just gave up for a while because, and I hate to see that happen to the game of hockey. Yeah. That's where I was going with that.
I think hockey fans are passionate enough, though. I mean, we lost a whole fucking year.
Yeah.
A whole season gone because of that shit back in 04, 05. And the fans came back stronger than ever. I mean, the game has done nothing but grown since that lockout.
That's
Even
true.
That partial one we had in 2012 or whatever it was where they played.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, though, that second one.
Yeah.
Was because once it happened the first time and we lost a whole season, I was like, the fuck is going on?
That was rough.
And then, we roll into 2012 and it happens again. I thought the Mayans were right. I'm like, fuck, it is the end of the world.
I know. Well, and at this point, there's some grumblings going on between the two sides right now. That 2020, the Olympics was a big cog in that wheel. But anyway, yeah, that's a couple years on. We won't think about that right now. We've at least got a couple of seasons. But the fact of the matter is, a lockout in hockey is a lot like the stock market. It might crash, but it's going to come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, it'll bounce.
And it will. But yeah, by 2020, we should have a team. There's a guy, man, I don't remember what his name is. I retweeted a couple of his things on our Twitter account, but he's been doing all these cool concept designs for all the names. The Kraken.
Yeah.
God, I don't remember. If you go onto our Twitter page, you'll see a couple retweets on there. But man, it just gets me more and more excited to start wearing these hats and jerseys. And
dude, I want it to be the Sasquatch so bad.
You know, I'm with you, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, obviously, I think everybody right now has said everything's on hold till that vote.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I would love to see the Sasquatch happen, but if it doesn't, pretty much all the designs and stuff I've seen have gotten me so excited.
Oh yeah, I don't want it to be the totems
or the Metros. I don't want it to be the Metros either. The Metropolitans, just because it's like the people that want it to be the Thunderbirds. I mean, there's already a Thunderbirds team for one thing,
right? And
the Totems and the Metropolitans has already been both of those teams. Let's let that be history.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. I want it to be something new in its own.
Steelheads. I like the Steelheads.
I don't hate it. I thought I was going to.
Me too. Sock guys. I'm not. I like the logos and stuff, but let's go sock guys. Dun 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 dun. I mean, it just doesn't ring well with me.
But
I'll support it.
Hey, wait. Okay, real quick. This has just popped into my head. You do have the opportunity to, anytime a fight breaks out, to use the Alan Rickman from Dogma going, what are you going to do? Hit me with a fish?
Oh, dude, that would be perfect. That would be perfect, man.
Dude, people could huck salmon onto the ice.
That's true.
Like,
why not?
I'm thinking of fan experience. Yeah. That's where I'm at in this.
Can you see Steelheads fans hawking big old Viking helmets onto the ice? Because that's the kind of the logo they've been using is the steel helmet.
Yeah,
get knocked with one of those things.
Dude, that's so funny.
And Nashville's got the catfish thing, but you see a big old 40-pound coho salmon go flying.
Where's your catfish now? Bring it, Nashville,
dude. If Nashville and Seattle were ever to play each other in a Stanley Cup final,
just all the raining fish,
seafood markets would be sold out from coast to coast, man.
Dude, so I kind of I'm getting more and more into this idea of bringing the Pike Street guys down and hucking the fish.
If they go with a fish name, they have to do that.
Oh,
those
God,
guys
they have
to be involved with it.
They have to.
Yeah,
it would be
unchristian. It would be unbiblical. It would be against everything holy if they didn't do that.
You know what? I agree.
I love those guys, man.
They're good peeps, dude. They scared the shit out of me last time I was down there.
With the monkfish?
Yep. I didn't know.
I know. Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know.
Man.
I didn't know it was a thing, and I got mad.
Did you?
And not mad at that they did it. I got mad at me for jumping, but I fucking pooped, man. I jumped.
Every time you go, if you guys have never been to Seattle, and I'm sure most of you know about the Pike Place Fish Market, which is where they throw the fish and all that. It's a real thing. If you've ever seen Free Willy, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because all the guys in Free Willy all worked at that place.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool. But anyway. So they always, one of the fishermen inevitably, because they literally get this stuff right off the boats that morning. I mean, it's
clean
it
and put it,
freshest seafood you can get, but inevitably a fisherman will always pull up a monkfish. And if you don't know what a monkfish is, Google it. It is an ugly looking motherfucker. It's like a bottom. Puget Sound is super deep, and it's one of those fish that never sees the light of day. It is ugly.
Yeah.
So, but they'll
its
always
eyes are brown. Completely covered in a muddy brown.
Right, and they're not really on the side of its head,
like
the top. It's the top and looking at you sort of things. But they will always, and I'm going to spoil it, and you'll still get scared because you'll forget about it because it's the thrill of the fish market. But they'll tie a string to the tail, and this fish is sitting on the top of a bed of ice, and they'll tie a string to its tail, and people will go and look at it, and they'll say, hey, go check out that ugly fish, and they'll get real close to it, and then they'll yank that tail real quick.
And its head pops up.
And the mouth is open always with these little fangs on it.
Yep. It's horrifying.
And everybody screams.
Yep.
And it can literally happen. And 30 seconds later, somebody else will walk up to look, and they'll do it again, and they'll scream as well.
Yeah.
It never stops.
Well, it's because everybody's wrapped up in their own conversation and looking around.
Right.
So that's what happened to me is we're walking along and I'm like, here we are. We're at the fish market.
Yeah.
And I always take a moment when I'm there because it's a kind of a mark of Northwest pride. I don't know. I just dig that place. And especially, I liked it even better when talking to the guys, and I was like, how do you keep, I mean, you guys huck those fish all day long, and how do you keep it from degrading?
Yep.
Like and they're like, oh, we just toss the same one back and forth until it's dead.
Yep. Yep.
And I was like, oh, I love them. It's a show.
Yep. Oh,
I love that it's a show. And I respect that, and I think it's cool.
And the food is amazing.
Oh my God. But last time I was there, I was in a hurry to get to Golden Age Collectibles.
Okay.
Any of our regular listeners know I'm a nerd. I'm a comic book guy, and there is a comic book collectibles store.
Yes.
On the second level of Pike Street Market. Down, you have to go down some stairs, and those stairs are located directly next to the fish market.
Yep, you go right past that little hallway and then down the steps.
And so my whole family is like standing over looking at my sister and my wife, and they're all standing looking at fish, and I'm standing over. I have my hand next to the monkfish. And I'm like, can we go? Like, you've seen it. We know it. We're going to come back and buy some food on the way home.
Yep.
Stop standing here. I want to go.
Right.
And that guy saw me yelling at my family. Yep. And he goes, woo. And I'm like, what?
Was it, I don't even know what the politically correct term was. It the Asian guy that did it? The older Asian guy?
Yeah.
He's always the one.
Yeah.
He's been doing that. I've been going to Pike Place Market for 23 years now, since 95.
Yeah.
Was the first time I was there. He's been there since then. Yeah, I mean, and that's another cool thing about that place. And we're talking more like, culture and stuff now instead of hockey, but this is going to be a part of hockey culture once the NHL reaches Seattle.
And I guarantee, man, it's got to happen.
Oh, yeah. And those guys, and I know that everyone there, because they are so gung-ho Seattle everything. Yep. Mariners stuff, Seahawks stuff, Sonic stuff. I know those guys will be a big supporter. I don't even remember where I was going with my conversation at that point. But anyway, you got to check those guys out. The culture. I was talking the people that work there. They're like a lot of these guys 30, 40 years at that place.
Oh yeah,
because they say it's the most fun place to work. And
how could it not be? Like even when you're having a bad day, you scared the crap out of somebody. And you're like, yeah.
And that's what they try to do. A big part of their culture is just making people happy.
Yeah,
because they did some sort of marketing training thing that they put together a while back. I don't remember what it was called, but they interviewed some of the guys working there, and they're like, what's the best part of your job? And like, we've got a great product, we've got a great team, we're in a great city, it's a really fun place to be, but they're like, what we really love is putting a smile on somebody's face, because a lot of people look at the Pike Street Market as this big tourist thing, which it is. There's a lot of tourists that come through, but a lot of the locals, that's their market, and people get in there and they get really uncomfortable because there are so many tourists. They're just trying to get their food for dinner.
Yep.
They're trying to get stuff for their family, so people can get really uptight in that place. But you walk past the market, I don't care what kind of mood you're in, you're going to smile, man.
Dude, okay, so that's another thing that is missing from it's something I love and respect about big cities.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a rural area, but I've always been a city kid.
Yeah.
And it's like even my parents were like, just go out there and, muck the stalls. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I want to work with my brain.
Right.
And so I've always been a city guy, and I tried to. I went to New York when I was like 17. I tried to stay there, and I ended up having to come home. But public markets in big cities, especially for food, is a glorious experience. Like all the way around, it's awesome.
Yep.
And if you've ever watched any Anthony Bourdain, like he typically goes to these really giant marketplaces, and that's an experience that we in the Tri-Cities don't have. There's farmers markets once a week.
Well, so you have it set up to, excuse me, I got coffee burp there. Last summer you did. This summer not so much, but you had it set up to where there was a farmer's market almost every day of the week.
Yeah.
Because you had Pasco on Wednesday and Saturday. Then they did that three-eyed fish one off of Keene
Oh, see, I didn't even know about
on
that one.
Sundays. They didn't do it this year because of all that road construction.
Yeah.
And then you had the Richland one on Friday, which the Richland one is fantastic.
Yeah.
The Pasco one's fantastic. And then there was like Southridge did one like on Thursdays. So you almost had every day of the week, but I know what you're saying because we're trying to get that public market here,
Right.
you know.
Right. And it's just
In fact, your boy Miles was in Atlanta a few days ago looking at one. So
so
we are becoming like we're like NPR right now. That's awesome. I love it because we're talking to you about Northwest culture, man. This is it.
Well, and so, but I mean, like even with a farmer's market, farmer's market is not quite the same thing.
Right.
These public markets that you go to for food, and it's just an amazing vibe. It's an amazing vibe. And that is something I miss so much about cities.
But you know what? I get what you're saying. The thing is like it doesn't have to just be a city. I told you like the wife and I are going up to Wenatchee for our anniversary.
Oh yeah.
The two things that we are going to do. One, we're going to go to a Wenatchee Wild Game.
Right.
Two, we're going to go to Pybus Market.
Oh yeah.
That's like the two things we have to do. And Wenatchee, I mean, Wenatchee's a town of what? Like I think 40,000, 50,000 maybe. And they have this incredible public market there because people had a vision for it. What happened here in the city here? Everybody, all the citizens said, yes, we want this. Yes, we want this.
And the city council went, we want condos.
Yeah, the city council like, no, we'd rather have a strip mall. Give me a break, dude. Now, props to Pasco for it looks like it's going to happen in one of two places over there.
So we have a few friends in the city that are pro our area.
Yeah.
But for the majority, they think of this whole end of town as an eyesore, and they want it gone.
I know.
You know, they want to update. And I'm like, dude, refurbish.
Yeah.
Reinvigorate. Don't destroy.
Well, it's like those two guys that we really are going NPR. We'll talk traffic and weather here in a minute.
we can dump some of this, I'm sure.
We could. Well, no, I mean, people are, I do like the whole personal, like this is what's going on in our area, but the guys that bought those two apartment buildings, or the two old office buildings, are going to turn them into high-end apartments or whatever. That's great. Go for it. Oh, man. Well, and all that plays into the fact, too, that, like, you know, we're always talking about Tri-Cities, trying to get it to be more of a hockey town, and you got to have people for that, and you got to have a culture for that. You know, you can't just, you got to have destinations for people to love to live here, you know? And I look at a lot of people around here, and I just get the feeling a lot of people just don't love to live here.
You know, okay, so.
And you got to find the positive and grow and be progressive. Sorry, just had to throw that in there.
I left.
Yeah. Oh, I did, too.
I left, and I came back.
Well, I'm not originally from here, but I came, lived, left, came back.
Right. And what I realized was I left because of the lack of culture. I wanted to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I came back with the mindset of, why don't I make it the place I want it to be?
There you go.
And that is literally what we're trying to do with Buried Puck.
Absolutely.
Is make it the thing we want it to be.
Yep.
It's that's your DIY, your punk ethics is get in and knuckle down and do the work and create it. And if nobody responds, you did it anyway.
Absolutely.
You know what? And then you do the next thing and the next thing until it starts to click. Or maybe it doesn't click. And maybe you did it to try and do it, but maybe some kid saw it.
Yeah.
And wanted to do, like, goes, okay, that wasn't particularly what I want, but I'm inspired by the fact that you did it.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't my gig, but, you know, and if we can just do a little bit of that.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's all I want to do at the end of the day. I want more. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build hockey and show that it's a game for the plebes. It's for us. It's for the common man.
And then the common man's very passionate about it, and there's a great community built around that. Just had that conversation with somebody last night. I was like, look, this isn't anything. We're not trying to be like your one-stop shop for hockey news and your official statements from teams and all that kind of stuff. That's not where we're trying to be.
No.
We're trying to have some fun with it, you know? But to also build a culture around it, because man, you think of like the old white dudes that run a lot of hockey and all that kind of stuff, and it just seems stuffy and it seems really, really secretive and Illuminati-esque. Illuminati-esque in a lot of ways.
Fucking Freemasons, man.
Yeah, but you know what and trust me, there's a lot of good knowledge there from these people. A lot of people that I would love to just sit down and drink a couple beers with and hear their stories, man. There's got to be some incredible stuff.
You know what we need? We need rings and to start a reverse secret society.
It works for me.
Because a reverse secret society.
The marketing inside my brain just went off, dude. How many Cracker Jack boxes can you get in the next 3 days?
I got you. I got a Costco card. Let's fucking go.
No, but seriously, it's like we're trying to make it accessible to everybody. I mean, I remember growing up, and I grew up on the East Coast in Virginia, which wasn't a hockey town. Had hockey, but wasn't a hockey town. And just the jokes that were around hockey. And I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out and all this kind of stuff. And that's really what people see the game as.
Yeah. I have you know what's funny is that one in particular, and I just love the stream of consciousness that this episode is.
Oh yeah,
it's just one thing triggers another. You're
gonna want to listen because we got details on our contest coming up. So keep listening right now.
So, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in a different industry for a while, 15 years or so.
Yeah.
In an industry that did not appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I made a lot of friends, but overall, it was not a lifestyle that I enjoyed. It was not an environment that I liked to be around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to call anything out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say. And there was a lot of traditional values.
Okay.
Which always came across as extremely hypocritical in what we were doing.
Sure.
But there was also a great deal of just, there's football was huge, basketball was huge, baseball was huge. It was within a sports bar that this thing was.
Okay.
But nobody would let me do hockey.
Hmm.
And I was like, what? I don't like hockey. I don't like hockey. How can you not like hockey? You like football, you don't like hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you are brainwashed into America.
Mm-hmm.
And I, again, love my country
Mm-hmm.
very, very adamantly. But you can't get sucked up into, and this is nothing against anybody that's a football fan. Love your sports. Love what you love. But don't be open-minded to other things because you might enjoy stuff. So I would constantly, and it was always like, I don't like the fights. I don't like the fights.
Okay.
And I said, well, okay, why? What is it about that you don't care for? And they're like, well, nobody else gets to do that. And I was like, what?
Like no other sport?
No other sport.
Okay.
Like if a fight breaks out in
football, you're ejected.
Yeah.
Baseball, you're ejected.
Yeah.
Basketball, you're ejected. And everybody's fine. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And that's their beef. And I was like, I need you to understand the difference in full contact sport and fucking hockey.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to get jostled.
Yeah.
Tempers are going to fly. Shit's going to get up. And if you don't vent that steam, it's going to implode.
Yep.
Like, that's the nature of the beast. You're moving fast.
Mm-hmm.
People are getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
You're going into the boards. You're going into the glass. Like, whatever has happened. Not a lot of, a lot of times, but that's not the intent behind it. But,
right.
Finish
your check. That's what you're doing.
Everything gets amped up. And sometimes a guy's being a dick and you need to stop it.
Yep.
Or somebody's going to get hurt.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people, violence in hockey. And I'm like, dude, you need to understand that it's an integral part of venting the aggression.
Yeah. Yeah. These are probably also the same people that jump up when there's a bench clearing brawl in baseball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not, and trust, dude, I still like baseball. I really do. I grew up playing baseball. I grew up playing soccer. Look at me now. If I tried to play soccer, they'd think I was the ball.
Dude, I got winded thinking about it.
But no, I love sports, I really do. There's not a lot that I follow, but I get behind the idea of sports and of teamwork and all that kind of stuff.
I think beyond it. Also, you finish your statement. No,
sorry. Well, no. I was just gonna say, you got to understand it and don't be scared of it. I just think there's so much stigma that was around hockey for the longest period of time. You said hockey and people just thought of Wayne Gretzky and that's all they knew. And this is an extremely skilled. It's an international sport that just keeps on growing. China's the next frontier with all this stuff. But you got to don't take for what you see on TV. You got to go to a game. You have to go and you got to see it live. It's moving too fast for TV. Don't knock it till you try it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, and that's the thing is, but they all defended the fact that, basketball is a full contact sport.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Basketball's a non-contact sport. I mean, you breathe on someone, you get a foul for it.
And everybody has got the flagrant soccer thing now, where somebody looks at them wrong and they throw themselves on the ground. And I'm a soccer fan.
Sure. Those guys are in the greatest shape of anybody on the face of the planet. They could run like 3 marathons back to back and they would be fine, I watch a marathon and I have a heart attack.
Mass genocide's the most exerting thing you could do. Well, next to soccer.
No, but I get I can find the beauty, and that's the only term I can think of. I can find the beauty in any sport. I really can. Even football. The planning and the strategy and everything that goes into it. Baseball. My wife hates baseball. My kids hate baseball. They really do.
Yeah.
But that's a game of anticipation, and if you don't get that, you're not going to like it.
So I can 100% get behind live baseball.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't want to watch it on TV.
TV.
Even the World Series, I can watch some, but I can't do a full 9 innings.
No,
I can't.
You know what's funny is I'm not a sports guy beyond hockey and soccer. Most of the time, like I said, I like a little basketball, but I don't watch a lot of ESPN. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I watch hockey news. And that's about it.
Right.
And I follow the Portland Timbers, Rose City till I die, as far as soccer goes. But, I'm a highlights guy, dude. I can get behind amazing shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, whenever I come across Sports Center, I wait for the top 10 of the day, every time.
Top 10 plays, yeah.
I don't care about literally... Shut up, quit talking, show me the videos.
I don't care who's in salary arbitration right now and all that shit. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And that's the other thing, too, is seeing the athleticism of some of these athletes in different sports it's just incredible. And, we talk a lot about hockey hits compared to, football hits and stuff like that. I mean, physics, science, hockey hits harder. You're going faster. It's a harder hit.
Right.
But you see some of these open field hits in football.
Not to diminish what is happening to those men's bodies.
God. Yeah. I mean, my kid had played, 6 years of high school, or 6 years of football now, 2 years in middle school, 4 years in high school. He's in college now. He's already got some aches and pains that are never going to go away. Just from that level.
So he is freshman this year?
He's a redshirt freshman at Eastern Oregon.
Okay.
So, and he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Then the spring, playing a pickup game of basketball. So he's going through that process right now. But in college football, most of the time, your first year, you don't play anyway. The red shirt year or whatever. Yeah. You get another year of eligibility, and you get a free year of college paid for.
Right,
so, because he's on scholarship. But, I mean, I watched, and he came home last week, and he's like, Dad, I'm starting to realize, college football's fast.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, it's another step up. He's like, but I've been used to high school, and and he hasn't even played in any games yet because of his injury. He's like, I'm watching this. It's fast. I'm like, Ryan, think about it. You're playing with kids that are between 18 and 23 years old. You're playing with men.
Yeah.
When you were in high school, it was all boys that thought you were men, which we all know that wasn't true. But yeah, you're in a league of men now, but once again, we digress. Going back to it, I can appreciate the athleticism in any of that.
You know what? But that goes back to what I was saying about the WHL, which is the league that we follow super close.
Yeah,
because it's the one we're closest to.
Yep.
But talking about that, it's amazing to me to go from watching that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's a fast game.
Sure.
But it's not a pro-level game.
No. Well, and if you ask anybody that takes that leap, like the kids that are 18, 19, 20 years old, they get drafted and they go and they play.
Yeah.
You ask them the question, what's the biggest difference? It's always the speed.
It's
always the speed. It's funny, when I first started doing some video work with our local team here, we wanted to set up a shot where I was pretty much facing the guy doing a slap shot with the puck at the net. And I said, are these boys good enough to aim it to where they won't hit me? I don't want to get hit with a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot. And the guy I was talking to was one of the front office guys. He's like, it's more like 75 or 80 at this level. And I laughed. I'm like, okay, but still 80 miles an hour for a frozen hard rubber puck. I don't want to get hit. So can they aim the puck well? So
Well, I got hit in the head by a thrown puck. Fucking Portland.
That's right. Up and over.
Oh my God.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Dude, that kid was laughing so fucking hard.
Man.
I know he didn't mean to hit me,
No.
but Jesus, that was hilarious.
You know, speaking of weekend hockey this past weekend, watching, we talked last podcast, I was excited to see Cody Glass back on the ice for Portland, and Glass did not disappoint, man. I mean, the guy looked like it was effortless out there for him, you know?
So, dude, can we talk about Everett real quick?
Which part about Everett?
So the Silvertips game the other night.
Well, so okay, I know a lot. It was the Ams' first loss of the season, 2-1 now. Everett has always matched up well with the Americans. Here's what I saw from Everett this year: they're faster.
Yes,
like 5 years ago, Portland fast when people Draisaitl and I forget who was on that team that year, but I was like, holy shit, these guys can flat out skate.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, though. A lot of people are like, well, it was a loss and Everett's better. We outshot them, which we never did last year. And we only lost by 1 goal. Now, I keep saying we. Buried Puck Threads is not associated directly with any team at all. Just wanted to say that.
We're just fans of the local team.
Fans of the local team. But the AMs, what was I going to say there? I forget. They skated with them. They stayed right. There's a lot of buzz around the AMs right now because a lot of people looked at them on paper and said, Rasmussen's gone, Valimaki's gone, Coughlin's gone, Bean's gone, Geeky's gone. How are they going to keep up?
Kelly fucking Buckberger. That's how.
Oh, Kelly Buckberger's great. But no, I mean, seriously, these guys are ranking like top 4, top 5 in the conference.
I just wanted to bust out with that.
Stud's name's Kelly Buckberger. No, but it was good. Probably one of the things that I think really is going to be a testament to this season was that Portland game, though. You come out, you're firing on all cylinders. You go up 2-0 early.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you're down 3-2 because Portland, once again, they lost a lot of top end talent, but they're still solid. Cody Glass making plays all night long. You're down 3-2. Then you tie it. Then all of a sudden you're down 5-3 going into the third. You come back and you tie it up 5-5. You go to overtime
and win.
Well, no, hold on. There's still another part to this story. You go to overtime, and then all of a sudden you find yourself on a minute 10 5-on-3, killing a 5-on-3 for a minute 10 in overtime.
Jesus.
And you kill it.
Yep.
You kill it. You go to the shootout. And you win.
And you take it down.
Yeah. I mean, it was an incredible. It was so back. And my wife at one point was like, I'm bored. And all of a sudden the third period hit. She's like, oh, wow.
That's a game of hockey. Like
that's a game of hockey. And that's a team right there that never, ever quit.
Yeah.
Cody Glass was the only reason the Portland was in that game that night. Sorry, Winterhawks fans, but it's true. The guy had 3 assists, and he had the only goal scored for them in the shootout.
Right.
But the Ams, man, they fought, and I was super impressed with that team. It was really fun to watch.
It's funny because my brother has gone to a couple of games this year, one of which was a preseason game and then he went to the Everett game. And so both times he's been out,
they lost.
It has been a loss, and I was like, quit going. I'm
for
done
real,
with you.
For real. Yeah, because he was at that last preseason game, which was the week before they came out and beat Spokane 6-1.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, when I told him that, he was like, where was that game?
Right.
Like, it's like, you went to a preseason game, dude. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Not only a preseason game, the last
preseason game, right.
Which is verifiably the crummiest game you can go to.
Yeah, it's hard because at that point, most people already know whether or not they're on the roster for opening night. I mean, a couple of the guys out there are still fighting for spots and stuff.
I said it before. I said it went right after that game. The first period was the most boring period of hockey I've ever watched.
There was some cool stuff happening on the ice, but you're right, from an offensive, from any sort of flow, there was nothing.
It was a lot of just,
But once again, fans, anybody listening, whether you're here in Tri-Cities, whether you're across the world, whether you're in Ireland or Florida or wherever the hell you might be listening
Finland,
right
which
now.
people
Finland
say doesn't exist.
We stand with Finland.
Dude, just because we're ranting now, I got to ordered a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm a T-shirt collector. I get a lot of them.
Yeah.
Ordered a T-shirt the other day that says "Dump, Chase, Repeat."
Love it. That's awesome. Wherever you guys are at, though, you gotta go out and you gotta support. If you love the game, find a way to get back to back it wherever you're at, whatever your local team is.
Get
We've
a
talked
stick
about that.
and a ball and go outside.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Terry Ryan. Okay, so Terry Ryan's a guy that used to play for the Ams. Him and I have talked a couple times on Twitter. I got his book and everything, but I saw recently like he's playing for like the Canadian national ball hockey team.
Awesome.
You know, and they just won like the championship or whatever. And
awesome.
Hockey is hockey is hockey. Yep. And if you know where that is alluding to, then awesome. You're a Hamilton fan. But anyway.
Yeah.
But
I got you.
Seriously, support the game with Barry. That's the whole reason that we got this going, was to have fun with it and to grow the community. Speaking of growing community, I want to grow the community of NHL 19 players.
Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum.
So we've got a little contest going. By the time you listen to this podcast, the contest will be up and live because I'm going to do it here in about an hour or two. If you're on our email list, you already know about it. Here's all you got to do. Go to the Buried Puck Threads Instagram page, which is just quite simply Instagram.com/Buried Puck Threads. Like our page. You'll see the post, the contest post. All you have to do is like our page, like the post, and tag a friend in that post who you think you would own on NHL 19. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Then,
so I haven't picked it up yet. You picked it up.
Yep.
And I got to ask this question, and I know it's not everybody's first question.
Sure.
How's the soundtrack?
So it's not. I can't remember everything that they've been playing in the background because it's not really prevalent, and it might be just because I haven't gone in and turned the soundtrack way up, so it's just kind of sitting in the background. I know I can't say it sucks too bad because I would know if the music was bad. It's just kind of there right now.
Okay.
But now you got me wanting to go home and play through the whole soundtrack. No, it's like I said last week. I have a few beefs with it, but overall, I mean, it's really, really fun to play. They just keep moving forward with it. It's definitely not a step back.
Speaking of soundtracks,
yeah.
That's what we'll kind of want a little.
Yeah,
look at me with the smooth fucking segue, right?
We're just rolling like butter on our butts right now.
They see me rolling on my Segway.
People say I'm white and nerdy.
Dude.
Real quick for the contest, I just want to say it's going to run for a week, and I think one of the cool parts about it is whoever wins, you get your choice of either PS4 or Xbox One. So it doesn't matter which platform you're on.
Excellent.
Whichever platform you're on, we're going to take care of you with that. So, check it out. Go to our Instagram page. Well, you'll see some other things on Facebook and Twitter as well, but they're all going to push you towards Instagram. That's where we want you to be for it.
Excellent.
Our soundtrack, which we put on Spotify.
Spotify's Buried Puck Threads.
What did I call it?
BPT.
Is it just BPT October Jams?
Yes.
I think that's all it was.
I think so too.
So if you go on Spotify and you look that up, you'll find that on there. Pretty much we love music. I think really honestly for all of us, second to none is it's like hockey. Well, family's up there too, obviously, but we gotta put that in there. No, I'm just playing.
Love you, honey.
No, but as far as our hobbies and likes and all that stuff, hockey, music is right there.
Yeah,
we all grew up in the scene. I mean, hell, Mr. Hausenstein, works a lot with bands and stuff.
Yeah,
I used to
hanging with Trivium and all that.
Yeah,
you've got your had your fingers in many a musical pie.
I did. I've got a music business degree from Full Sail University, so I mean, music's huge.
And I've had my dabblings.
Oh yeah. So if you're a Buried Puck fan, stick with us because music's going to just continue to be a bigger part of what we do. Further down the road, and I'm saying probably a lot further down the road, but there's going to be a lot of, bigger things we're going to do with that. So, but anyway, we put together a playlist. October's one of our favorite times of the month. Music is one of our favorite things. So we said, hey, what's some of our favorite October jams?
You know what's funny is I want to do this again for Christmas.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, for the winter holiday, whatever you celebrate.
Yeah.
Just
for that time of year, for December.
If you're Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Yule, Decemberween, whatever you want to celebrate.
Whatever it is, man, we're right there with you. We'll probably play some traditional Christmas tunes as far as stuff that plays along that line. I love Christmas. You'll hear me say Merry Christmas, but that has nothing to do with whatever you celebrate.
There's some terrific winter jams I'm ready to put on the next Buried Puck.
There is a compilation out there called Flea's Naughty Dog.
Go on.
Which is all punk rock Christmas tunes.
That is so. You know what's funny about that is I have a couple of punk rock Christmas albums, and I have a couple of heavy metal Christmas albums. Jingle Bells by Korn being one of my Jingle Bells.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Head getting all death metal on it. It's pretty fun. But this will be good. But at the same time, I'm down for some Bing Crosby, man.
Oh hell yeah!
A little bit of rocking around the Christmas tree. I like some of that.
Nat King Cole. No. I'm with you though, man. It's that time of year is great. But for October, some stuff more on the darker side of things. Just things we have fun. But then we've also got Halloween on My Street.
Yeah, or Nightmare on My Street.
Nightmare on My Street. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Dude. So I shared this video the other day. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. Last week was Big Willie Styles' 50th birthday.
Oh yeah,
the Fresh Prince himself turns 50. Okay.
Wow.
Which absolutely hilarious to me. I turned 40 in 10 days.
I know you did.
Well, it's not even that anymore. But anyway,
wait, I thought your birthday was in November.
Yeah, October 11th, homie.
All right, we got to talk more
Thursday.
about that after we're done recording. Yeah.
So anyway, Big Willie turns 50. He was in England for his birthday, and he was on the Graham Norton show.
Okay.
So maybe some of our friends over the pond will have seen this. But either which way, he had Jaden with him.
Okay.
Jaden Smith of interesting opinion. And that's all I'm going to say. But so apparently he's like, I got a studio in the house, and Jaden goes in and records stuff with his friends. And Graham's like, well, have you guys done anything together? And they're like, no. And he's like, well, I happen to have 2 microphones.
Oh, no.
And he hands it to him. So Will Smith grabs the mic and starts beatboxing. And Jaden starts rapping over the top of it. And it's fine. Yeah. It's whatever, but it's cute. Father-son thing.
Right.
And then Will stops, and he's like, it's fun for a laugh, and it's fun to jest, but I went ahead and brought my DJ, Jazzy Jeff.
Jazzy Jeff came out. That's awesome.
And Jazzy comes out, and they bust into
the Fresh Prince.
The Fresh Prince song.
Oh, man.
And he's doing it. It's so good. And he's doing it, and he stops at the very end of that, and he's like, I think you've all had a big surprise, but I got one more. How about Alfonso Riberas?
Oh, I saw this video.
And so Alfonso comes out and does the Carlton, and they're all dancing with him It's Not Unusual. And then they busted out. They got Graham to come down.
Nice.
Oh, dude, I was dying.
That's awesome.
I was dying, and Jazzy getting brought up with that, but that was absolutely fantastic.
That's awesome.
We got some punk. We got a little bit of metal.
Yeah.
On the soundtrack.
Got some
a little bit of hip hop.
Yeah, I've got some dark things on there that I put a couple Zayo tracks on there because when you're a band and you create an album that's based on Dante's Inferno,
right,
you've got to throw a couple tracks onto the Halloween.
It's funny because we were talking about Christmas, and around Christmas time, I get my house has my house is divided. We celebrate the holiday of Christmas. My in-laws are of the Mormon faith.
Okay.
They're Latter-day Sainters.
Yeah.
I dabble in a lot of stuff with Eastern philosophies and pagan rituals because I dig pomp and circumstance. I like burning sage and all that shit. I'm into it, man.
Sure.
I like that kind of stuff. And so my wife, used to be a practicing Wiccan, not so much anymore. But we kind of cobbled together our own traditions. And so that time of year, I get really Nordic metal.
Okay.
That's my Christmas time music.
Makes sense.
And
while you're watching Krampus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen Miss Krampus?
No.
Yeah, I saw this the other day I think it was on Netflix. There's a Miss Krampus movie now.
Oh, so real quick, just to plug, we are not affiliated with, nor do we get sponsorship from Hulu, but I want to bring this up. Available on Hulu. Yeah. I noticed on October 1st, they put up Huluween.
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
It's an entire channel on Hulu of
nice.
all their horror movies and TV shows, lumped into one place.
Let's check that out.
pretty fantastic. I noticed The Conjuring was in there.
Yeah.
A couple of the Hellraisers. Let the Right One In.
I don't think my wife is too familiar with Pinhead. We might have to change that.
Oh, if you really need some leather bar gay 80s porn, Hellraiser is the way to go. Cenobites. Whoo, buddy.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen Hellraiser, so... I'll have to check that channel out, but we're no way affiliated with Netflix or Hulu or any of them. And let me say,
but we're willing to be if you want to send checks.
Yeah, if you want to send checks, we'll be there. Let me also say too that our contest that we're running is not associated with Instagram or Electronic Arts Incorporated.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
for the most part, fuck EA. I'm just saying.
Don't. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
But
the Madden hype, all that stuff.
But licensing. We got to go where it's at.
Right, and if you ever get an inkling in your head to play any sort of sports game,
play Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel is a good one. But pretty much everything you find that's quality is going to be EA.
It's true.
They do make quality
absolutely
stuff.
True.
And I still play The Simpsons tapped out on my iPad, and that's an EA game.
Dude, Donnie got an arcade replicator thing.
I saw that. I saw the videos he was putting up of like Lincoln playing old games.
It
and
was
stuff.
playing Gauntlet.
Yeah,
but it has the original Simpsons arcade game in it.
I've played it. I love it.
And Turtles in Time.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it have the original Mortal Kombat?
It does.
I love that game because my parents hated it so much because they were those people that were like, oh, well, I hear you can kill people in that game. Well, yeah, that's every war game that's ever come out, Mom. But anyway, but you rip out their spines and all that? Yeah, it's totally awesome. We don't want you playing that in our house.
You know what's funny about that? It just made me think of, I remember being in 3rd grade or 4th grade or whatever. Not very old.
Yeah.
And when Vanilla Ice's record came out, To the Extreme, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which is totally kindergarten rap.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I still to this day haven't figured out what having a Roni is, but
I don't think he has either.
But so, Ice Ice Baby, dude, I played it and I'm listening to it and I talked to my mom. I'm like, I want this tape. And she goes, tape? I'm totally dating myself.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know, the rap music's just the rap music's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, music is fine. You don't have to put an S on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sushis and sashimis.
I don't think you have to do that.
I'm having a panic attack. She's like, well, I have to listen to it. And so I got a headphone splitter
Mm-hmm.
and I put the tape in my thing, and I just recorded the song off the radio, but I wanted the whole album.
Yeah.
And we're listening to it, both in our headphones, and she's just asking me tons of questions. Like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? I can't understand this. And he said something about magic mushrooms. And I'm like, oh, he likes pizza. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, Mom, I just like the song.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, it was so bad.
Oh,
That's
man.
a dumb rant. I'm sorry.
No, that's what we do here. That's what we do. See, we don't have Houts around to keep us on track today, so
bringing us back.
that's your fault, Kyle. Anyway, yeah, I could go on with that one. So we should probably wrap things up here soon. We're going on and on and on. Buried Puck Threads. Once again, our new stuff is coming here this week. So keep an eye out for
509.
that. Yeah, 509, and then we're going to be dropping a lot more. It's going to start coming fast and furious here real soon for that stuff. Other than that, keep an eye out. We're doing a website revamp here soon, so that'll be kind of cool. Our website's going to get a fresh look to it. Follow us on social media, Buried Puck Threads on Facebook and Instagram, and Buried Puck on Twitters, the Twitters universes. Twitters universes.
I got to get my plugs in too.
Yeah, go for it, man.
This week.
Oh, God, this is going to take a long time for all your plugs.
So this week, coming up, Adventures Underground is having a sidewalk sale.
Oh.
Going to be pretty huge. We're pulling out a lot of stops, big sales we've never done before. Buy one, two on the pops.
Nice.
Buy two, get one on used anything.
You buy any music on the sidewalk sale?
Yeah. Buy two used records, get one free.
Ooh.
Buy two used books, get one free. Buy two used comics, get one free. And it's mix and match. So if you bought two records and a book, like that.
When will that be happening?
That will be happening Saturday.
October 6th.
October 6th. Also, October 6th, running into October 7th, 24-hour comic day. We're running a thing for artists to come in and work on a comic.
So the shop's going to be open 24 hours.
Well, we will be here until people aren't here.
Okay.
If people give up and head out, then we're going to close up the doors, but we're going to be here as long as people want to work.
Nice.
And Katie from the podcast, our resident mistress of the dark, is doing a Scooby-Doo themed comic strip about the store with Charlie, our old store mascot, featuring heavily as the Scooby-Doo character, which will be pretty cool.
Nice.
And then Sunday, Mr. Terry Brooks of the sort of Shannara fame, author and a prolific author, is coming through, and he's going to do a reading and a book signing at 7 o'clock on Sunday.
Okay, Sunday evening.
Which is going to be pretty huge.
In the store or the cafe?
Yeah, it'll be in the store.
Okay.
And then, which those are my just shameless plugs for local people.
And where can the local people find you at?
You can find us at advunderground.com. The website is kind of under construction, so forgive us, but you can find Adventures Underground and the other podcast network, which we use the studios for Buried Puck. AU Radio Network is available as well on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
FacePick.
That's
the next big thing.
I'm trying desperately to get somebody to log on and create us a MySpace page, because that's just retro and dumb. Like, why would we do that? But I want to do it.
And I think JT owns it now.
Yeah, we miss you, Tom. No, nobody misses Tom.
Here's a novel thought. What if they want to come see you in person?
Come to the store. Please don't shoot me.
Where would that store be located at? Oh, boy. It's dying already.
1391 George Washington Way, Richland, Washington.
North side of the beautiful uptown.
Yep. You can't miss us. We're under the big red sign that says Adventures Underground. Because the N is missing. Herb Leonard's painting a really nice mural on the other side next to the Caterpillar Cafe.
Can I give a real quick plug for the uptown in general?
Yeah.
Dude, this place is rad. There's amazing food here. There's amazing shops here. Adventures Underground is one of those. There's an old movie theater on the south end that they turned into like a local. There's a church in there, but it's also like a local venue now.
Yeah. The Tri-Fi Film Festival will be there this weekend.
That's right. That's going on. The crepes, the coffee, the
Kagan's,
barber shop, Spud Nuts, which is one of the oldest, Richland landmark places, is still around here,
and haven't renovated shit in 60 years. The place looks exactly like it always has.
The place inside looks like a shithole, but that has nothing to do with the product that they sell there. It's amazing. I still love it. I never eat in there though. I always grab and go. Yeah. So, but no, you're right. I mean, it still looks like it's in the 1940s and 50s. But come out, support local
businesses. And the Uptown has got, us. There's Cat Millicent's Art Studio, some amazing restaurants, Woo's at the Emerald of Siam, Lao Kitchen.
Oh, Pad Thai.
Family Garden, if you're down for just a good Chinese food. I'm down to pimp all of these guys.
Yeah.
Sunken Treasures.
Yes. Octopus Underground? Or
Octopus Garden.
Octopus Garden, yeah.
And, there's a bunch of good stuff up here, man. And so come out, see us, say hi.
Yep.
Support. We're here to support community.
Yes,
but we can't do that alone.
We can't, and that's just a shout out for our area. Wherever area you're at, and you can support local, do it. We know it's hard a lot of times.
Us. Tag Barry Puck Threads. Tag Cascadia Hockey in those. Let us know what's cool in your area.
Yeah, hockey related or not, man. We're just down with cool businesses. So,
this fucking Travis just showed up.
Travis
Say
from
hi.
the podcast. Hi, guys. He's muted.
Oh, is he muted?
What's he on? Which one's that?
George. Try it now.
Hi, guys.
There you are.
Hey, Travis.
Buddy.
We were talking about him last week with the whole Silent Hill thing.
Yeah. I told the story about when you were playing Silent Hill in the middle of the night and called me at like 3 a.m. and you were like, hey, you should come over.
That's a creepy game. It's surround sound.
Oh, man, I just turned you off again. Say that again. Silent Hill with surround sound?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Got all those things creeping and crawling around your head.
It was 3 a.m. My phone rings. I was watching TV, so I wasn't asleep or anything. And he's like, "Hey, man, what you doing? You want to come over?"
Please come over.
I'm scared.
What's up?
I was going to run the conveyor belt.
Oh, okay. We're wrapping up anyway.
It's about to get loud. So anyway, we should wrap it up. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Drop us a line. Hit us up on social medias and all that stuff. And Corey, you want to bring us on home?
Absolutely. Follow us, Berry Puck Threads, AU Radio, Adventures Underground. You can hit me up personally on almost anything at Nerdcore, any RDKOR.
Or hello at Berry Puck Threads is another good one. You just talk to us. We just want somebody to talk to.
We're so lonely.
Please.
We're so lonely. My name is Corey Gass, and for Aaron Piper, this has been Cascadia Hockey
Number 13, Ferda.